Hi everyone watching, just another video on the Volvo progress. Got a little bit more done this time. Here I'm just bolting back on the power steering reservoir bracket because I removed it when I painted all the engine bay. Here you can see I've actually painted the bracket with the car's original colour, but I do think I'm going to go over this and give it a coat of gloss black instead. I'm just clipping the last few bits of wiring up for the headlights here, up into the inner wing. So here I'm just unbolting the turbo. I only had it hung on by one nut anyway on the studs, so I could take it on and off pretty easily just to get an idea where it's going to sit. It is really tight getting it on and off here, as you can see. I'm going to wiggle it around quite a bit just to try and make enough of a gap to slide the gasket inside there. Using the boot of my Cadillac here as a bit of a storage locker. It's amazing how much stuff I've managed to cram in here out of the way. Just managing to squeeze that gasket in there. Can't really move the turbo down any further because I'm hitting the high pressure line, so it's sort of stopping me. Course, I managed to drop a nut down where I can't reach it up on top of the subframe there, in between that and the turbo. So I'm having to use these to try and grab it out, which seemed to work okay. And then I attempted to put the nut on like this, which obviously didn't work, so going in from the bottom with a few extensions here, which did the trick. It's hard to see here because of the time lapse, but I am tightening cross corners to ensure that it's tightened down evenly and not pinching the gasket more in one place than the other. I just wanted to crack this high pressure line off here and just spin the fitting around a little bit, as it was sort of kicking the line down at a stupid angle and it was screwing the turbo inlet there, so just wanted to rotate it slightly so I can get it a bit more of an even curve. Now that the high pressure line's all refitted back in place, it's time to reattach the turbo drain pipe. I've just stuffed a wheel nut in the pipe there to stop anything from falling in it while I was working on the engine. I'm just taking a measurement of the inner diameter of the pipe here, as I plan to replace it, as I did notice that the pipe was a bit short and wasn't really sitting over the fitting when it goes into the sump. So I'm going to replace that pipe with a longer piece at some point, but for now it will do. I saw these wheels here for sale on Facebook Marketplace. They're like chrome Wellers. I thought they'd look good on the car, so I picked them up. Unfortunately, despite being a multi-fit PCD, neither was the Volvo's 5-burner-weight hub size, so I decided to make some adapter spacers at work with the help of my co-worker Rich. Because these wheels have got quite a large centre of around 81mm, I wanted to keep the end enclosed, sort of mimic a hubcap. Once we did that, Rich suggested that we should etch something on the front of it. So I went online and found the Volvo logo of a hubcap. I'm unsure of the specs of these wheels, but they do have quite a low offset, so they do have quite a bit of poke, which I struggled to get them under the arch. So went with the smallest spacer I could make, which was 20mm adapter spacer. So I'm cutting down the studs here on the car to keep the studs back behind the face of the spacer. I'm just stood on the bumper here, just jumping around, just trying to replicate some heavy bumps in the road. I mean, you can see the mud flaps hitting the floor before the tyres hitting the arch, so I think it should be okay for most normal driving. It does look closer here, but it's not too bad. So this is the old tyre that came on the rim. This is a 185/55/15, which was too small. It didn't fill the arch out properly. And I was afraid it was geared the car down too much, so I borrowed a 185/65/15 and test fitted that, and it seems to look 10 times better. I will insert a picture of the other tyre on the other rim on the car so you can see how it sits in comparison. Lip there, I might be able to get away with running this. I mean, I think it would be unlikely that the car will compress the suspension that much for the tyre to actually make contact with the top of the arch, but it's always a possibility, especially on the roads around here, so it would be nice to just make sure that I am getting clearance there. I'm looking forward to getting the rest of these adapters made up and getting these wheels fitted to the car and polished, because there's quite a few bits of chrome on the car that we're matching quite nicely with, such as the rain gutter around here. Windscreen and window trims are also chrome. Cheers for watching the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe if this interests you. In the next video I'm going to be making the exhaust downpipe from the turbo, sort of just down get underneath the car somewhere before I start the car up and start tuning. Also probably going to be doing some boost pipe work, maybe some TIG welding, stuff like that.